Newsnight, where we go above and beyond the headlines. I'm Pio Ontiveros. Our top stories. The Senate approves on third and final reading the 3.7 trillion peso national budget for next year. Associate Justice Teresita de Castro testifies in the impeachment hearing against Chief Justice Maria Lourdes Sereno. De Castro says there is basis in the allegations hurled against Sereno. And the biggest rivalry in Philippine collegiate basketball takes center stage again. La Salle beats Ateneo in Game 2 of the UAAP Men's Basketball Finals. Supreme Court Associate Justice Teresita de Castro faces a House panel hearing on the impeachment complaint against her colleague, Chief Justice Maria Lourdes Sereno. De Castro tried to shed light on the allegations that Sereno falsified a resolution. During the hearing, the Associate Justice discussed the violation she claimed Sereno committed. Our Joyce Hilas reports.
Supreme Court Associate Justice Teresita de Castro believes that the administrative order Chief Justice Maria Lourdes Sereno issued creating a judiciary decentralized office, quote, transgressed the constitutional authority of the court en banc. During the impeachment hearing on Wednesday, de Castro explains that despite being a collegial body, Sereno acted on her own and created the JDO without the en banc's approval.
I cannot stand idly by when the power of the Supreme Court, the collegial authority of the Supreme Court under the Constitution, is being undermined.
De Castro recalls that she was surprised when she received an invite from Sereno's office to attend the launch of a Regional Court Administration Office or RCAO in the 7th Judicial Region, which Sereno reopened without en banc approval.
She cannot do it by herself because she has only one vote. The Chief Justice cannot exercise the administrative power of the administrative supervision of all courts, which is vested in the Supreme Court as a collegial body.
This issue was taken up in an en banc meeting, where de Castro said other justices unanimously concurred that Sereno's order did transgress the en banc's constitutional authority.
The decision of the justices was very clear. Just create a study group. And the Chief Justice even said, I will amend my administrative order.
To de Castro's surprise, however, the resolution that Sereno released stated that the Supreme Court en banc approved her earlier order.
I called up the clerk of court. Pwede ba makahingi ng resolution yung tungkol dun sa RCAO na pinag-decide namin noong nakaraang Tuesday? Sabi ni Chief, babaguhin niya yung administrative order niya. Ho, sabi ho niya, ni-ratify niyo daw eh.
Because of this, the en banc once again discussed the issue in a meeting and finally released a new resolution creating a needs assessment committee to study the reopening of RCAO first.
And this is a subtle way of overturning
Diplomatic.
instead of saying revoke.
Papa.
So
you pulled the words out of my mouth, ma'am, that it was subtly rebuking the Chief Justice.
Because the court did not want to embarrass the Chief.
Meanwhile, de Castro also affirmed another allegation in the impeachment complaint, that Sereno altered the draft TRO she wrote. De Castro's draft grants the TRO to the disqualification of the Senior Citizens Party list. However, de Castro says the TRO Sereno issued stopped the COMELEC from proclaiming other party list winners. Joyce Hilas, CNN Philippines.
Chief Justice Sereno's lawyers disputing de Castro's claim that the Chief Justice unilaterally issued an order despite objections from other justices. In a statement, the lawyers said Sereno simply carried out previous court resolutions that mandated the creation of a Regional Court Administration Office or RCAO in Central Visayas. They say the office, its budget and staff was approved in earlier court resolutions. Castro said Sereno's order created a new office called the Judiciary Decentralized Office, or JDO, replacing the RCAO. She insisted the Chief Justice cannot create a new office as this authority belongs to Congress. But the Chief Justice's lawyers explained the JDO and RCAO are one and the same. Sereno's lawyers also rejected de Castro's claim that there was a court resolution scrapping previous resolutions creating the RCAO. Lawmakers also discussed Sereno's alleged falsification of a draft temporary restraining order on the proclamation of the Senior Citizens Party list in 2013. Let's bring in our McCoy Popioko, who is still monitoring the hearing at the House of Representatives. McCoy, what did Justice de Castro say now?
Hi, Pia. Associate Justice Teresita Leonardo de Castro said the Chief Justice did not follow the right procedure in issuing the temporary restraining order. That order stopped the Commission on Elections from proclaiming the remaining winning party list during the 2013 elections following a petition by a senior citizens group. Now, that petition was raffled to de Castro. Procedurally, when a case is raffled to a justice, he or she has the ultimate authority to recommend the draft of the TRO to the Chief Justice. Now, the TRO issued by Sereno said that the decision was based on the recommendations of de Castro. However, de Castro said the TRO was contrary to her recommendations.
My objection is not only the fact that she did not consult me, but the fact that what she issued is procedurally infirm. If only she consulted me, I could have explained to her that you cannot include other parties in this TRO.
Procedurally infirm. Could you say that this is but an error in judgment?
The thing is, she wrote in the TRO that it was upon my written recommendation. So why did she put there that the TRO that she issued was upon my written recommendation? That is not true. What I'm saying is that if she wanted to change or if she changed my recommendation, then she should have issued it on her own authority without reference to any recommendation coming from the member in charge.
To stop the disqualification of the senior citizens party list and not its proclamation. Pia.
McCoy, I understand the Chief Justice's spokesperson was there. What was his reaction to all these?
Well, Sereno's spokesperson Jojo Lacanilao talked to the media after the hearing, and he undermined all the information divulged in today's hearing. And he said it is clear that the Chief Justice did not falsify any TRO. And he also said that it should be noted that the TRO was issued while the Supreme Court was on recess. And for that, he said that the Chief Justice had the authority to modify and or alter and issue any TRO based on her judgment alone.
Kami natutuwaran, wala talagang falsification na nangyari. Yung pong mga maaring may differences of opinion, si CJ Sereno at si Justice De Castro sa mga interpretation ng internal rules ng Supreme Court. So yun po yung internal discussion at hindi po impeachable. At ang malinaw na malinaw po, wala pong ebidensyang lumabas ngayon sa testimony ni Justice De Castro ng falsification.
However, for the complainant, attorney Larry Gadon, Sereno's fate is now sealed. He is confident that De Castro's statements will lead to Sereno's impeachment. Pia.
McCoy Popioko reporting live from the Batasang Pambansa. As lawmakers were tackling the impeachment complaint, Chief Justice Sereno speaking at a forum commemorating 25 years of the Constitutional Fiscal Autonomy Group. The group consists of members of the Supreme Court, the Civil Service Commission, the Commission on Audit, Commission on Elections, the Commission on Human Rights, and the Office of the Ombudsman. In a message, Sereno clarified the forum was not organized because some of its members are going through a, quote, crisis.
Hindi po kami nagtipon-tipon dahil po may problema o may dinadaan ng krisis ang ilan sa amin. Hindi po. Noon pa ho kaming 2013 nag-uusap lagi at nagkikita at nag-e-enjoy nga ng mga jokes ng isa't isa. Led by no less than the Ombudsman herself, the wittiest and sexiest person in the world.
Sereno said these constitutional bodies must assert and protect their independence, especially during budget deliberations in Congress. She refused to answer questions about the impeachment complaint against her, deferring to her lawyers.
Sabi namin masyadong mahirap yung dinadaanan na hindi nakikilala ang ating mga mandato at hindi binibigyang diin ang pagiging independent natin at hindi sufficiently appreciated. Dapat ho sana, instead na pinahihirapan masyado, dapat ikinatutuwa ng taong bayan na independent ang mga CFAG agencies.
The Japanese government donates 100 top-of-the-line vehicles to the Philippine National Police to further improve its anti-terror and anti-criminality capabilities. Japanese ambassador to the Philippines, Koji Haneda, handed over to PNP Chief Ronald De La Rosa 87 Mitsubishi Montero Sport and 13 Nissan Urvans worth 500 million yen or 210 million pesos. De La Rosa says the Japanese government suggested areas where to deploy the vehicles, primarily where Japanese nationals live and work. De La Rosa also reminded the recipients, the police, that the vehicles must be used for official purposes only. The police are confident the new vehicles will increase their mobility and visibility to fight crime and terrorism.
Bawal gamitin for personal use yan. Baka ang gagamit yan yung mga commanders lang, hindi magagamit pang patrolya, hindi magamit ng unit. Kung saan intended yan, doon talaga yan ang intended use. And bawal tanggalan ng markings. Baka ang gagawin niya pagdating doon, tanggalin yung markings.
The Japanese government also donated 400 bulletproof vests, 400 ballistic helmets, 6 ballistic shields, and 6 bomb suits. The government is finalizing a deal to rehire the MRT's previous maintenance provider, but how soon can commuters expect better service on the troubled rail line? Our VJ Bakungan finds out.
Long lines, stalled trains, and even train cars separating while on the move. These are among the many problems that MRT riders have been dealing with this year. But the Transportation Department says the new year could bring relief to commuters. It expects the MRT's new maintenance provider to take over by early 2018.
As early as April, May of next year, because the first step before any maintenance service provider can start working is for them to review the condition of the system. So there will be a few months for them to do that.
The Philippine government is set to sign next month a deal with the Japanese government to bring back the Sumitomo Corporation. Sumitomo and technical partner Mitsubishi Heavy Industries designed and built the MRT. They also maintained the rail line from 2000, when MRT operations began, to 2012, when their contract expired.
After the signing of the government-to-government agreement, then we start talking to Sumitomo and Mitsubishi Heavy to make arrangements for the details of their re-entry.
The government has been handling the MRT's maintenance since November 6, following a long-standing feud with previous maintenance provider Busan Universal Rail Incorporated, or BURI. From January 2016, when BURI took over the rail line's maintenance, to November 29, there has been at least one glitch a day on the MRT. Transport authorities say they are doing all they can to rehabilitate the MRT. VJ Bakungan, CNN Philippines.
A former high-ranking police official is facing charges for his alleged ill-gotten wealth. The National Bureau of Investigation says it will file charges of graft and falsification of documents against former PNP Deputy Director General Marcelo Garbo Jr., while his wife will also face charges for unlawfully acquiring properties. Based on an investigation, the NBI says the couple amassed wealth way beyond their legitimate income. It adds Garbo failed to declare assets such as various vehicles and shares of stocks in his statement of assets, liabilities, and net worth. The Garbo couple has yet to respond to this news. President Duterte earlier tagged Garbo as an alleged coddler of big-time drug lords. Are we seeing Katy Perry hit the concert stage in Manila again? Pop singer says she's bringing her Witness tour to Asia next year. And Miss Universe 2015 P Awards pack calls out the government and media for revealing a drug suspect's health status. Details when we return. This is Newsnight, where we go above and beyond the headlines. On third and final reading, the proposed national budget for 2018, which amounts to 3.7 trillion pesos. Our senior correspondent Cecil Lardizabal joins us live. Cecil, tell us more about this budget.
That's right, Pia. With a vote of 16-0, the Senate passed on third and final reading the proposed national budget for 2018 of 3.7 trillion pesos. The 2018 national budget prioritizes education and infrastructure development programs. That's why the Department of Public Works and Highways got the biggest budget for 2018 of 600,371 million pesos, and this budget hopes to improve connectivity, mobility, and also hopes to provide safer, modern, and more efficient public transportation to all. Department of Education comes in second with a budget of 560,830 million pesos. Pension and Gratuity Fund comes in third with a budget of 128,680 million pesos. The next departments were able to get also the bigger budget for 2018. Department of National Defense with a budget of 141,396 million. And this budget, according to senators, will ensure internal security in the country. Philippine National Police will get a budget of 131,627 million pesos, and that budget will ensure public order and safety, and also this will hire additional policemen. DILG with a budget of 5,087 million. Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency will have a budget of 2,588 million. Now GSIS gets the least budget with 2,500 million. Meanwhile, 9 senators were tasked to sit for the bicameral conference, which is slated to start tomorrow. Pia.
Cecil Lardizabal reporting live from the Senate. From pale gold to silver, the new 5 peso coins will have a new look. The Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas unveils the new 5 peso coins that will be circulated starting December. On one side, the silver coin will feature Andres Bonifacio. The release comes a day before the hero's 154th birth anniversary. Bonifacio is called the father of the Philippine Revolution. We're reminding motorists steer clear of Monumento Circle tomorrow, Thursday. It is the 154th birth anniversary of Andres Bonifacio, revolutionary hero, tomorrow. So Monumento Circle will be closed to traffic from 5 a.m. onwards that day. Tomorrow, program will begin at 8 in the morning. So if you're coming from Valenzuela City and on the way to Caloocan, you're advised to take Panghulo Road as an alternate route. Those headed to Quezon City can take NLEX Karuhatan to avoid the traffic. Authorities apologizing to motorists for any inconvenience. The Senate passed on second and third reading its version of the tax reform package, otherwise known as Tax Reform for Acceleration and Inclusion, or TRAIN, for income tax exemption. Those earning 250,000 pesos and below annually, or just a little over 20,000 pesos a month, as well as those self-employed, will be tax exempt effective next year. All kinds of milk are tax exempt given their nutritional value. Since senators say consumers of 3-in-1 coffee are low-income earners, they are tax exempt too. Other beverages excluded from the tax include natural fruit and vegetable juices, unsweetened tea, and sweetened beverages that use cocoa sugar and stevia. Senators excluded kerosene from excise tax because it is widely used as fuel for lighting and cooking by around 3 million households in far-flung areas. They spread the 3 peso rate increase in LPG 1 peso per year until 2020, starting next year. Meanwhile, the 6 peso increase in diesel and bunker fuel will be collected in 3 tranches until 2020. Senator J.V. Ejercito believes the measure will ease the burden of Filipinos.
Be able to give what the economic managers want, no, that the revenue that they intend to raise. At the same time, we want yung talagang sabi ko, yung ang talagang concern ko, if we soften the impact on na sana hindi maging inflationary.
On the other hand, Ejercito is not convinced that the tax reform package is pro-poor. Property giant SM Prime continues to expand in northern Luzon. It will open its 4th mall in Bulacan this Friday, December 1st. SM Center Pulilan is the 66th mall of the company in the country. The 3-level mall will house retail and dining floors, including stores, which are part of the SM retail brands. Still ahead, find out why Miss Universe 2015 Key Awards backslammed both the Drug Enforcement Agency and media. And Katy casts heads up. Pop singer Katy Perry bringing her witness tour to Asia. Details next here in Newsnight, where we go above and beyond the headlines. Welcome back. Fear and ignorance of HIV and AIDS may lead to risky behavior. They also breed hate and discrimination against people living with the disease. Mitzi Borromeo takes us through common myths and misconceptions about HIV and AIDS and what we can do to be part of the solution.
Ko na operaha ng operating room, yung taga-tulak ng stretcher, sabi niya, sinigaw niya, eto yung may AIDS. Yung taga-bigay ng pagkain, nakatray naman, o ilipat nito, parang diring-diri.
The stigma of HIV and AIDS is real, and awareness will help address this dilemma. We don't get HIV by kissing somebody who is positive, making beso, hugging, holding hands, sharing food, sitting down the toilet.
HIV is passed on from person to person when infected body fluids such as blood, semen, vaginal or anal secretions, and breast milk get into your bloodstream. Like Felix, Diana also found out she had HIV in 2008 during a routine medical exam when she was an OFW. A single mother, she reunited with an old boyfriend who accepted her as a person living with HIV.
One time lang po siguro kami nagkaroon ng unprotected pero yun, nabuo pa. Alam ko po yung risk na pwede kong mai-transmit yung virus sa anak ko.
Diane went into hiding, fearing persecution and discrimination for getting pregnant while having HIV. Diane's child, now 7 years old, does not have HIV. The law prohibits discriminating against people with HIV, but critics say amendments to the law are in order. A philosopher said, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, and in preventing the rise in HIV and AIDS cases. It begins with putting an end to the stigma and discrimination, and treating people living with HIV with respect. Mitzi Borromeo, CNN Philippines.
Tomorrow on Positive Negative, Mitzi talks to advocacy groups helping people living with HIV and shows us that there is life after it. Miss Universe 2015 Pia Wurtzbach, a known HIV/AIDS awareness advocate, is disappointed with government authorities for revealing a drug suspect's health status. The beauty queen says there was no need to expose and publicly shame them and pointed out it is illegal to publicly announce a person's HIV status. She explains the Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency should not have declared the suspects were, quote, mostly homosexuals, unquote, and even bear the HIV status of one. Now Wurtzbach wants the PIDEA and the news outlets involved to rectify the situation. He also tells Filipinos, quote, "Wag po tayo maging judgmental, hindi immoral ang maging bakla, hindi dapat ituring na kaparusahan ang HIV," unquote. PIDEA has apologized. PIDEA says they may have gone overboard by violating the suspect's right to privacy. Katy Katz, this one's for you. Pop singer Katy Perry heading to Asia. The singer revealed on Twitter she is bringing her witness tour to Asia next year. The short video clip shows the cities included in the tour. Among the cities, Tokyo, Hong Kong, Bangkok, and Jakarta. Perry reminds fans to keep watch on her social media accounts for additional tour dates. The LaSalle Green Archers bouncing back in Game 2 of the UAAP Finals. LaSalle erased the commanding 21-point lead of the Ateneo Blue Eagles in Game 2 to stay alive in the title series. Final score 92-83. Ben Imbala was the man of the moment for LaSalle. He finished with 20 points and 16 rebounds. The series is now tied at 1 game apiece. Winner-take-all Game 3 will be on Sunday at the Big Dome. That's it for tonight. Thank you for your time. I'm Pia Ontiveros. See you again tomorrow for News Night, where we go above and beyond the headlines.